Kevin, thank you. Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The World Series rematch has been a replay of last year's Fall Classic for the first two games. The Dodgers have absolutely flexed, beating the Yankees badly. And in front of what should be another packed crowd, it's the last meeting of the regular season for two of the best teams and storied franchises in the game. For that guy, Reggie Jackson, and these teams, it's all about October.
Dodger Yankees, two pillar franchises in the sport.
Unbelievable!
They've always won the big one.
It is third home run of the game.
And the Dodgers are World Series champions.
Once again tonight, it's showtime.
My goodness, he's a machine.
It's very easy to run out of superlatives when you talk about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. And these two franchises are as good as there is this season in baseball. Ohtani has not disappointed. He's blasted a couple of home runs over the fence. Aaron Judge has not disappointed. He has got 3 home runs in this series. Paul Goldschmidt, part of a supporting cast that has helped the Yankees to a flying start in the American League East, while the Dodgers being challenged in the National League West by San Diego, Arizona, etc. Welcome everybody inside our booth. Delighted to be here alongside David Cohn, Eduardo Perez. I'm Carl Ravitch. You'll hear from Buster Olney in just a minute. I think we've all learned in this great game, never say never, but we thought we'd never see the likes of Babe Ruth again. We may be in some form seeing 2 Babe Ruths.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. I mean, we've always been taught he's incomparable. Babe Ruth, he's the outlier. Nobody will ever compare to him again. Well, we've got 2 guys. You're right. Ohtani's done it, and he'll get back on the mound earlier this year. And, of course, Aaron Judge is currently on pace to have the highest WAR in a single season since the 1929 version of Babe Ruth. That's how good these 2 are. They are every bit comparable to the great Babe Ruth.
And they have done their jobs here. This has been a series that's been dominated so far by the Dodgers. Were it not for 2 solo shots by Judge yesterday, they may get shut out 18-0.
Yeah, it's mano a mano right now, and I'm going to try to do my best Joe Tessitore impersonation here with Top Rank on ESPN, and you have 2 Goliaths, right? So we might as well just do what we have to do with this, and it's the tail of the tape. Get the music going. You got the height, you got the weight, you know about the reach. They can reach any pitch on the outside corner, they can reach any pitch on the inside part of the plate. You look at the awards, the accolades they have, but let's go inside the hood, a la Coney. The only thing I'm gonna need help from you is pronouncing the breed of decoy, because that's one thing right there that I just cannot do. The thing I can do and say is that they became girl dads this year, and the power has not let up. Help me out, Coney, with that name.
Snickerdoodle.
No? Very close. I saw Doodle in there somewhere. All right, let's talk of the pitching matchup tonight, and in particular, the guy on the Dodgers. Yoshi Yamamoto, the Yankees wanted him. He gets $325 million, and this year is his best.
Well, it took him a year to adjust, and that's normal. When you come from Japan, there's so many differences culturally, the baseball in and of itself. He is an elite technician. The precision on his pitches this year, the overall command has gone to a different level. Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, called it an 80 grade command level, which top shelf in terms of control.
There's no higher number on the grades than 80, and that's where Yamamoto is. He was outstanding in the World Series Game 2 last year against the Yankees. Judge and Ohtani, the show has been unbelievable. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And of course in Hollywood, man, has it gone as scripted? Not yet. Will we see drama tonight? Get your popcorn ready. We're back on Sunday Night Baseball, inching towards first pitch between last year's World Series participants, Ohtani's Dodgers and Judge's Yankees. Well, the summer blockbuster was born in the 1950s. Big in scale, budget, and scope. Over the years, gate attractions have ranged from sharks to dinosaurs to Star Wars. Ohtani and Judge are transformers on teams full of award-winning supporting actors. They demand our attention. They are just bigger. They hit it further and harder than everyone else. Simply put, they are Supermen. And man, we have an entire roster of all-stars and Supermen and personalities. This is Shohei Ohtani's pregame routine as he goes through the entire team, and a little love with Dave Roberts and a bow with Tommy Edman to wrap it up. Buster Olney with the latest on this great series.
Yeah, Carl, we've been talking about what a great player Aaron Judge has been this year and in recent years. Let's put some numbers to that. He starts this game with a batting average of .398. Of course, the last time somebody hit over 400 was Ted Williams in 1941. As of today, he's on a pace to finish the season with 244 hits and 60 homers, getting on base more than 350 times. As Teoscar Hernandez said to me before, nobody can hit like he can.
He has been a literal one-man wrecking crew in a series. These two games, the Dodgers 8-5 and a comeback win Friday, 18-2. It outscored them 26-7. As we take a look at the starting lineup, you know, they don't have Juan Soto anymore, and many of the moves that Brian Cashman made have turned to Gold, or in this case, Goldschmidt, who's been ridiculously good. Grisham has found a swing that many believed he had in him all the time, and it's Ben Rice who gets the start today, and Bellinger gets the day off because they're that deep.
They're that deep, and Ben Rice has been so good when it comes to contact, hard hit contact, and we saw it on Friday, and I would not be surprised again if we see it here this afternoon.
And you see Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers here. That'll be his 12th start on the year. And boy, that is some kind of numbers he's throwing up there. An under 2 ERA right at the top tells you a lot. Got great control, great precision, tough to hit. And the thing that makes him so tough to hit is pitch design. When you talk about four-seam fastballs, we think, okay, high velocity up. Not with Yamamoto. The four-seamer's down at the knees, and that really triggers the splitter. When you talk about out of your hand, it looks just like the same pitch, but it's not. It dives right below. It breaks late, hard to pick up. Once the hitter commits, as you see them coming in on the same plane, it's just hard to kind of hold up. You already start your swing, and it's a splitter.
Now, poor Marf, the Atlanta Braves catcher, man, I felt like we were picking on him there, but Yamamoto has done that to just about everybody. And the way you put up great numbers is to keep the ball in the park and on the ground. He's done that really well. First pitch, Sunday Night Baseball, Paul Goldschmidt and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And he swings at the first one and he fouls it off. That's a fastball at 96. The conviction he has in that four-seamer, something Dave Roberts said he didn't really have last year.
Yeah, I think part of that is the adjustment just to the baseballs itself. The baseballs in Japan, smaller, more tacky.
Next one is inside. Just give you an update on the infield. Again, Mookie Betts hurt his toe, fractured the tip of a toe. He was in the clubhouse today, said he should be back relatively soon. He was able to put a shoe on today for the first time. Goldschmidt fouls it off.
He was also able to do some drills on shortstop position, trying to stay sharp, not moving laterally or anything like that, but still getting the hand work in.
So Miguel Rojas, the shortstop tonight. Max Muncy's at third. Kike Hernandez at second. Freddie Freeman is at first. Yamamoto looking for a strikeout on a 1-2. This is on the ground, and it is the shortstop Rojas, as reliable as a backup as you'll find defensively in the major leagues. That's how you keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, you just beat it into the ground.
Of course, Yamamoto was a star in Game 2 of the World Series last year. In 6 innings, gave up just 1 hit. That was to Juan Soto. He retired the last 11 he faced. He gets Trent Grisham, whose power this year has been a revelation. 13 home runs. Off-speed pitch just off the plate. It's 1-0. And Chris Conroy is the man calling balls and strikes tonight. Rojas moves towards second base in a shift. Still hugging the line over there at third. It's Muncy. The first one missed. The second one was a lot better. The curveball drops in.
And what hasn't been a revelation with Grisham is his ability to recognize pitches in and out of the strike zone. That's one thing he's always been able to do. The one thing that's different, he's been more aggressive in the zone.
Fastball a little high. In the outfield, Andy Pages is in left. Tommy Edman, who will wear the microphone tonight for us during a half inning, is in center. Teoscar Hernandez is in right. And Will Smith gets the start on a Sunday. We oftentimes see the backup catcher on a Sunday for the Dodgers, but Will Smith gets the call against the lefty Yarbrough. Yamamoto's 80 command is down in the 70s right now to start.
It's always the first inning for a starting pitcher. You get your holes dug out in front of the rubber, and then also where you land, get your alignment right.
3-1. Grisham will look to elevate if he gets a good one. Look at that. Now that is 80 command right on the edges for a strike.
That is the difference this year for him to both sides. He's really like a bowler, pitching to lanes, hitting the corners.
I think Mookie taught him how to bowl, the 300 bowler that Mookie
I
Betts
bet he's
is.
good at it, yeah.
3-2 hit well. That's going to get down in front of Edman. Grisham takes the 3-2 high fastball and gets the Yankees their first hit of the game.
Yeah, I think you said it right there. Pitch up, elevated. Coney broke it down beautifully against Murph in the open, where he wants to be able to get that pitch down. Instead, stays up, delivers it for Aaron Judge.
The ultimate sign of respect in any visitor's park to be booed. Aaron Judge hears them as he steps in with 21 homers, third in baseball, and a near 400 batting average. That is a swing as he tried to get out of the way of that. And it's 0-1.
And because he's so big, that actually was also in the strike zone. It wasn't called a strike, but it was on the swing.
Up close and personal, too, with Aaron Judge. So it's 0-1. It's a challenge fastball at 96. And we can show you numbers on Aaron Judge all night long. This is what he's done this season. He leads baseball in all of them except the homers. Cal Raleigh went deep again for the Mariners today to now lead everybody with 23. Ohtani's got 22. Splitter coming here. 0-2. Judge gets underneath it and pops it up a mile high to Freeman in foul territory, and it finally comes down. Slider to get him.
Certainly got away with one up in the zone. That's not where you want to live with Aaron Judge. But give Yamamoto credit going right after him. But yeah, that's a spinner up. Boy, and Judge is just a little out in front of it.
Wow. Not many of those get away.
Not this season for sure. And it was the 96 mile-an-hour fastball that he couldn't hit either. Here's Ben Rice. DH full there. It's a good curveball to get ahead 0-1. Yamamoto has gone at least 6 innings. 7 of his last 9 games started. Took a no-hitter into the 6th and another into the 7th.
Ben Rice showed up this spring for the Yankees, pounding the baseball. He's hit the ball harder than anybody really on this side of Aaron Judge the entire time, and has continued through the first 2 months.
Last year, a lot of tough luck for Ben Rice. This year, the luck has definitely gone his way.
And yeah, hit out of bad luck, you hit the ball a lot harder. That tends to neutralize the old BABIP and turns it in your favor. Ohtani, O'Neill, Cruz, and Schwarber. James Wood's been incredible. And Ben Rice 5th on the list. Hard hit leaders. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. There's a hard swing there at 96.
Ooh, swing fast, hit hard, right? And that's a good combination.
I just want to say, for those of you that have not seen James Wood swing the bat, the plate recognition, 22 years young, absolute beast.
Washington Nationals are going to be a thing in the next couple of years for sure. 2-2 on Ben Rice. Grisham's at first, 2 down here in the first. Missed there with a breaking pitch. But one of the reasons the Yankees have had great success, 35-22 to start, guys like Rice, Dominguez, Volpe, they continue to develop. Austin Wells. So a lot of those guys in years 2, 3, etc., they have risen, and that's been a huge part of it.
Much deeper offensively this year. Much more athletic as well. One of the keys, as great as Juan Soto is and was, his departure allowed Aaron Judge to move back to right field, and now you got Grisham in center that's taken over, so their outfield defense is better.
That's low. Walk from Yamamoto, and it will be first and second for Jason Dominguez. Yamamoto's had a little walk issue this year, especially at the leadoff innings. I get that came against Rice, who's hitting in a cleanup spot, but he walked leadoff innings last year, 3 in 90 innings. He's already got 10 of those this year, so he does put himself in some holes he's been able to get out of them. Big opportunity for Jason Dominguez early here with 2 on. He swings. That's going to get down in left field in front of Pages. They'll wave Grisham. The throw is way too high, and the Yankees got a 1-0 lead down to second, and he will be safe as the ball comes out of the glove. So Dominguez goes to second. They move up the runner to third, Rice, and it's 1-0 Yankees.
I'll tell you this, the key right here is Luis Rojas at third base coach, sending the runner Grisham immediately on this one. No hesitation. Pages with a strong arm lets it go a little too early, but Yamamoto's throw to second on the money. Kike Hernandez drops it, but that would have been the third out of the inning.
Be a little nervous on the Dodger side seeing my pitcher take a throw like that for behind home plate, but it was a good one.
Does that count to the pitch count?
Ball 1 inside to Volpe. We've already seen the athletic ability of Yamamoto, and he's right in a perfect position to back it up.
Right where he needs to be, and he actually has a couple of crow hops.
You wonder, was Chris Conroy, the umpire, unintentionally in his way? Volpe fouls one off the screen. Did you see him crow up?
It's a great pickup on the end.
I wonder if it was Conroy in his way.
It's possible.
One of the training techniques that Yamamoto uses is to throw a javelin. I mean, the crow hop made me think of this is what he does when he throws the javelin. Volpe, this will be a foul ball.
I gotcha.
But we talked about the extension of the lineup. Dominguez delivers here. He goes down. I wonder if that might have been a little thing for him.
It was right in his line of sight. So.
There's a lot of trust right there by Chris Conroy.
He turned over his shoulder and said, uh-oh, hit it.
Well, he also had Grisham crossing through.
1-2 to Volpe. Long inning for Yamamoto. It's high.
The value of contact right here for Anthony Volpe is the Dodgers are conceding the run, playing back. 2 outs, yes.
Carries one down too far. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Funny you have conversation with the manager about Volpe. There's obviously there's just a lot of chatter around Anthony Volpe. Aaron Boone is a massive supporter of what Anthony Volpe does defensively and offensively.
He continues to make Yamamoto work. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
You're playing a position on the Yankees too that it's following up one of the greatest Yankees of all time, and Derek Jeter. That's a hard measure.
Those are tough shoes to fill, no doubt about it. He's only 24. Full count. That's a Yamamoto thing, and here it comes on 3-2. He missed inside. Good take by Volpe. Second walk of the inning for Yamamoto. Mark Pryor, and the translator will head to the mound for a quick conversation.
I ask you, Coney, after you back up the base like that, and maybe with Yamamoto making that throw to second, you already had over 20 pitches. Was that a time to go visit him before Volpe?
It's a good point, valid point, without a doubt. It's one of the things that a lot of pitchers talk about is because of the pitch clock, when you have innings like this where you have to run around and back up bases, that's the hard recovery part, to get back out there and the clock starts ticking again. So yes, it's something to monitor and really watch closely.
So again, we talked about the walks to lead off the inning. We just saw another full count. He gets to full counts on 20% of the batters, and yet he has managed through the first 11 starts of the season to put himself in some rarefied air. Ryu, Kershaw, Gonsolin, remember, had that magical 2022 season. Kershaw and Zach Greinke, and there is Yoshi Yamamoto at 197 through the first 11 starts. This is a big at bat, and we're only in the top of the first for Austin Wells with the bases loaded. He swings on the ground to second. Gay will field it. He will take his time, and he will get Wells. So Yamamoto limits the damage. The Yankees get only one on the RBI from Dominguez. We will see Shohei for the first time at the plate when we come back. There is Shohei Ohtani. Again, the way the game has gone, Aaron Judge was a leadoff hitter for Aaron Boone when he needed it most. A couple years ago, Ohtani the leadoff hitter for Dave Roberts, as you take a look at this Dodgers starting lineup. Again, no Mookie Betts, but it is deep. And yesterday, their 8-9 hitters, in fact, 6 through 9, really did the most damage against the Yankees.
Yeah, they really did. And you have to keep an eye now on Max Muncy, who has really turned the corner in the month of May. And now we're in the first day of June. He's been very good and consistent. 2
3-run home runs for Muncy. Here's Ohtani, and he will dig in against the lefty Ryan Yarbrough. The former Dodger delivers, and Ohtani will take outside ball 1.
A lot of finesse from Yarbrough, and the Yankees know him well from his days with the Tampa Bay Rays.
There is some of that finesse. Funky delivery. You mentioned against the Yankees, and he was the Tampa Bay Ray from 2018 through 2022. 15 games against the Yankees, a 2.04 ERA with an 0.91 whip. He was difficult to square up as Ohtani fouls one off and out of play. This was supposed to be, or could have been, a Carlos Rodon start. After seeing him throw midweek, they opted to let him get the extra day.
Yeah, according to Aaron Boone, just had a little tougher time recovering between starts, so they decided just to push him back.
And he's been great, and they'd like to see him give him 200 innings this year.
And Carl, Yarbrough was someone who the Yankees have really liked a lot when he's pitched against them.
Yep.
He was with the Toronto Blue Jays in spring training. He had an opt-out in his contract if he didn't make the team, and as soon as that happened, the Yankees called him right away.
On the 1-2 to Ohtani. Oh boy, filthy pitch on a changeup. And Shohei, who struggled yesterday in that 18-run game by the Dodger offense, strikes out.
It's kind of Yarbrough in a nutshell right there. A sidearm changeup down and away to a lefty.
And he got lucky too, because the previous 2 pitches were right down the middle. Shohei Ohtani fouled those off, and it gave him an opportunity to throw that cutter on the outside, that changeup on the outside corner.
Kryptonite, off speed to Ohtani. I mean, is that a thing?
Well, you know he's wanting to swing the bat. He's got one thing in mind. Ohtani's trying to launch every swing.
Next up, Teoscar Hernandez, launch guy himself, a former home run derby champion, looks at strike 1 on a cutter. 22 relief appearances for the Dodgers. He apparently got his World Series ring on Friday, and he made it quite clear he's not showing it off in that Yankee clubhouse, that's for sure. He was with the Dodgers last year, and then they made that deadline deal for Kevin Kiermaier. See the great numbers in the upper left there against this guy, and again another off-speed pitch. As Aaron Boone said about Yarbrough, like, He knows this dude's competitive, and he knows what he's doing on the mound. 1-2.
That's inside.
He kind of thought he may have had strike 3. That was the walk of a guy who figured, that's good enough.
Body language tells you everything you need to know.
That just tells you Hernandez was looking away the entire time. Didn't even think about that part of the plate.
Beaten on the ground, our shortstop is Volpe. He comes up with it, and there are now 2 down.
One thing about Yarbrough that's changed is the grip on his changeup from last year to this year. And every team thinks they can get you in their own personal pitching laboratory and tweak you and change your grip. Well, in this case, it really has worked. He's getting much more depth of that changeup, almost 4 inches more drop to it this year, and a little more horizontal too as well. And the opposing average way down.
Well, when you talk average, you talk way up when you're talking about Freddie Freeman. Understand, we're talking about Judge for the season so far, flirting with 400. Freddie's coming off a month of May in which he batted .410. He's sitting there at .374 overall, and he haunted the Yankees by going the other way the other night. So swings right through one there, a nice sinker.
I mean, this must have been what it was like during the golden era of baseball when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn and you had Hall of Famers all over the field. And that's what it feels like here on both sides.
And to some extent, Yarbrough's kind of a throwback guy. You can see him pitching in the 50s and 60s. Had a great conversation yesterday before the game, Doug Glanville and I, with Freddie Freeman for about 25 minutes in his locker room, just about the art of hitting. He grew up, his first sport was golf. That's where he learned golf. We talked about, going the other way and being patient, and it's a little boring, but it's what I know. And he waits as long as he can to swing. That time he got on top of one and rolled it over to DJ LeMahieu at second. And a very good inning from Ryan Yarbrough. Get the perspective of the center fielder with Yamamoto on the mound. We'll talk with Tommy Edman when we come back. Sunday Night Baseball continues. Coney just talked about the long and storied history when the two franchises called New York home and the times that they had met in the World Series. 1963, of course, and there's George Steinbrenner celebrating. We all know about the Freddie Gibson moment with the walk-off homer, and Tommy Edman was a big part of that NLCS and World Series run. He's in center field now, being blasted by, I think, arguably the loudest speaker system I've ever heard in my life here at Dodger Stadium, and now it goes quiet as we get set for DJ LeMahieu. And that one's off. Welcome, Tommy. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, you're right. That speaker
goodness.
system in center is absolutely absurd, but it's great. It creates a good environment here.
0-1 from Yamamoto coming to DJ LeMahieu. How much did the postseason World Series affect your life, and how so?
Yeah, it was crazy. Just the whole last year was an absolute whirlwind. Getting traded midway through the season, going right into the playoff run, and going all the way through October was just wild. Yeah, definitely a lot more national attention, especially during the off season. But in terms of the run itself, it didn't really feel that much different. Kind of just playing baseball, and the fanfare kind of took care of itself.
Yamamoto again, 1-2, and he missed there, 2-2. It feels like it's a difficult thing to do. You clearly did it seamlessly. What were the secrets to the success to fitting in so well and contributing so much last year?
Hang on, right after this pitch.
That is a fair ball. Freddie Freeman didn't even move. And DJ LeMahieu, who came into the night hitting sub 200, delivers a leadoff single. Go ahead, Tommy.
Third baseman number 18, Oswald Barraza.
I think, a big part of it was just having the staff and the players just be so welcoming. Kind of knew what my role was going to be on the team, and helping me feel comfortable right away, and just getting me integrated. It kind of helped, honestly, that I was on the IL when I got traded, so I had some downtime to kind of get used to everything.
Oswald Peraza next up.
Tommy, you play all over the place. What's your favorite position?
Favorite is wherever I'm playing that day. I've played it all around the field that I feel like I just got to stay fresh wherever I am that day.
So you wake up, do you know where you're going to play? Like, does Doc tell you the night before? How's it work?
Yeah, he usually lets me know. I mean, I've played mostly second this year, so I'll get a text like the night before if I'm playing center or something else. But yeah, he does a good job of making sure we're not caught off guard or anything like that.
Outside gets away. That's going to allow DJ LeMahieu to head down to second base.
Yeah, we got a bunch of moving parts on this team, though, so kind of anyone's guess as to what's going to happen.
Yeah, clearly flexibility, versatility, like those are watchwords for teams, and especially those analytically inclined. And they have had great success with you. It's a 2-1 count to Peraza, and that is a foul ball at the plate and will stay foul to go 2-2.
Yeah, Tommy, you know, everybody's wearing number 4 for Lou Gehrig's and honoring ALS. Is that something that means something to you, or certainly you notice that you got that on your uniform tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's such a big part of the game, and you know, such a tragedy, you know, the way that everything happened with the end of his career. And it's a disease that I know we don't fully have figured out yet. So to bring some awareness to that on this stage is pretty special for sure.
Yeah, and we obviously have our beloved Sarah Langs, who's working with us tonight, affected by it, and so many others. And yeah, Major League Baseball pays great attention to it. The Yankees are off tomorrow, and thus they are recognizing ALS Day, and we will continue to raise the funds and awareness so that someday we can sit here and say we do have a cure to this thing. 3-2. Right back up the middle, and Kike thought about going to third. Instead, he fires to first to get Peraza.
And I think Kike would have thrown that ball, but DJ LeMahieu was also in the way as he was running towards third base, and he thought about it. Might as well get the out. Dodgers most likely will play the infield in.
Yep. Yeah, Kike's such an instinctive player. He makes some crazy plays like that. I don't know if you guys remember the play against the Mets last year where he had the deke to second base.
Yep. Here's Goldschmidt, who's been phenomenal with runners in scoring position this year. At his best, hitting .440. And a good job by Smith.
Yeah, Goldie's not a guy you want up at the plate with.
No.
Runners on base.
Yeah, you were a teammate of his. How was he as a teammate?
Man, he's the best. He's one of my favorite teammates of all time. Just sets the tone with the way he works, and you know, such a great guy in the clubhouse. Very talented player as well. Done it for a long time, but just such a good guy. There we go.
Mayhew stays at third base. Nice job over
Got him
there
out
by
there.
Max Muncy. Well, Tommy, I mean, you have a unique position to be a teammate of Shohei Ohtani's. We saw the pregame ritual with the bows there at the end. Pull the curtain back a little bit. What's it like to be on a team with Ohtani at home, on the road, etc.?
Yeah, it's special. You know, there's nobody in the game that can do what he does, and it's amazing just how humble he is about it all. Just another one of the guys, and doesn't want any extra attention to himself. And you know, just he's honestly one of the more like low-key guys I've ever met. Just like always the same mindset, same personality, regardless of what's happening. It doesn't matter if he's playing well, playing poorly, which rarely happens. But yeah, it's the same guy. I've never seen him different.
Grisham, when it's 0-2, just to back that point up, you get to see the demands that are put on him, autograph-wise, media-wise. How different is it relative to the other members of the Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, it's way different. I think we got a little sneak peek of that in Japan during spring training. It was just ridiculous. Couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, but not only in Japan too, but also here in LA. Like to be able to manage all that and still, you know, stay focused on the game and do everything that he does. Now he's adding pitching to the equation as well. It's pretty incredible.
1-2, Judge on deck. Yamamoto would like not to face him. Grisham on the infield. Kike will pick it out of the air.
Tommy, real quick.
question as you're going off. The coolest guy in the dugout. Who is the coolest guy in the dugout?
Coolest?
Yeah.
We got too many. I would say Shohei and Mookie, probably.
Shohei and Mookie. All right, Tommy Tanks, we appreciate you joining us here on Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Ben Kasperius getting lifted as we remind everybody next Sunday night, baseball's best rivalry, series finale. Red Sox and AL East, the Yankees. 7 Eastern time, ESPN, Deportes ESPN Radio. At 6 Eastern, we'll start it. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Back to the Bronx for the Red Sox and Yankees next Sunday at 7. As Boston tries to find its footing, it has been a slow go for the Red Sox, hovering right around or just below 500. Maybe a series where the Yankees can get them going. Will Smith up. And one of the things to keep an eye on is the ability of Yarbrough to get ahead. He's done it all night, and then he throws little frisbees up there. They come in for a swing and a miss. Well, he's having an amazing year, is Will Smith. On base percentage in the National League, the Dodgers catcher is #1 at .454. He's walking more. And if there are runners on, which is not the case tonight, he's as good as anybody, hitting .468. Great year for the former Louisville Cardinal, who likes the way that things are breaking in the Nashville Regional for his Cardinal.
You don't need to talk about that, Carl.
As Vanderbilt and Buster Olney's Commodores were bounced. The #1 overall seed will not be in Omaha this year, but follow the College World Series Regionals, Super Regionals, and then in Omaha in a couple of weeks for the World Series.
But for now, you can move it along, Yankees, Dodgers.
Refocus, says Buster. The Yankees defensively have certainly taken a step up this year. As you mentioned, Judge back in right, Grisham's terrific. Dominguez continues to improve in left. The 2-2. Smith. Boy, all right, Eduardo, you play hitter against a guy like Yarbrough. I mean, you can see it comes in at different angles and various speeds. How do you face a guy like this?
You move up in the box towards the pitcher. That's the one thing I would do, and that's the one thing I haven't seen any of the Dodger hitters do yet, especially from the right side.
To center field, Grisham a few in. So what will that do for the hitter?
Well, he throws a cutter, and he effectively throws that cutter in the zone. He wants to get you off balance. So far, he's thrown that four-seam fastball a couple times just off the zone. So if you're looking for the four-seamer, it's not meant to be thrown in the zone. It's meant to be thrown as a jam pitch to get you to chase out of the zone. Right now, every hitter has stayed true to who they are, and they stand in the back part of the box right on the line. And all it does, it makes that ball travel just a little bit more. See how he hits the corners. And he's done it effectively, and that's one of the big reasons, I believe, is why Yarbrough has always had that soft contact in his favor. That's all.
Well, his changeup's his best pitch, but in order to protect his best pitch, he's throwing his cutter more and pitching inside more. So that's sort of the misperception, is that you don't have high velocity, so you better stay away. No, actually, you need to pitch in more to keep him honest, to protect your changeup.
Boy, they just look off balance as you try to square it up, gauge the speed, and then take a mighty hack that wasn't ever in the zone. But the swinging strike from Pages has him behind 1-2.
71 miles an hour on that sweeping slider. His top end velocity, probably upper 80s. We've seen him hit 89 a couple of times.
Pretty good power in Pages. 10 homers on the year. That one sails high.
2-2, yep.
He's in left field today with Tommy playing center field. There was a period last year up and down Pages, but there's now a consistency about his game. And he sends one, a little blooper into right's going to get down. Judge is going to go to the wall to pick it up. And Pages hustles and an easy stand-up double on a ball that did not exactly explode off his bat.
Just under 80 miles per hour to be exact. You see it on the top left of your screen, 79.7 miles per hour. Just letting and allowing that cutter to get deep with 2 strikes. not being afraid to get jammed. This is going to be an interesting matchup because Tommy is a very good high ball, fastball hitter. So I'm wondering if he's going to go a lot of changeups and soft away.
Edman 3 hits yesterday. Pages takes off. Throw down to third. He's out. What a terrific play at third by Peraza, who came in front of the bag, caught it, and then was able to apply the tag as Pages tried to surprise the Yanks.
Well, Peraza very athletic at third base, known for his defense. And you can see the swing around. Did the tag get there? On the back leg coming in. There it is.
He had a good moving lead. Just not too much of a distance, and Yarbrough just a little bit quicker to the plate gave Wells the opportunity.
So out of scoring position, and the base is empty as Edman looks at one that is down. You both like the attempt to get to third base there with one out? Or you're not taking that chance?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be sure. Certainly, you like the aggressiveness. You think about with a runner at third base and one out, what are the odds of him scoring? What's the run expectancy? How much are you increasing your chance to score a run when you're already in scoring position at second?
Edman left field. This one sends Dominguez back. He's at the wall. It's over the wall. Tommy takes, does it again. Ninth time that he has touched them all, and the game is tied at 1.
How about that? Talked to him before the game. Okay, what's your game plan? And he said, well, he likes to throw that changeup. So he has it in the back of his mind. That changeup is a reality, and if it stays out over the plate, and this one did, Tommy from the right side is just a lot more power than Tommy from the left.
Now Muncy. Let's see if he can continue yesterday's absolutely igniting day with the 2 3-run home runs and had a chance for another one late in the game. And that stolen base attempt comes back to haunt the Dodgers there a little bit. They get only one. Way out in front of that sweeper is Muncy.
First time Tommy ever on the mic. Looks like he might be on it again soon.
He started to do that Dodger dance as he hit second base to celebrate the home run. And once he hit that one hard, but he pulled it foul.
Right on cue, Eduardo, as you see when the changeup stays up like that, about thigh high, right down the middle. Tommy Edmonds does not miss it.
He has fit in so well for the Dodgers, obviously with what he did last year in the postseason, and continues to do it. Versatile. And now 9 homers as Muncy watches one sail outside.
Think about how valuable Tommy Edman has been to the Dodgers, really everywhere he's been, because of his positional versatility. And when you think about also his swing right-handed, a real power swing.
Always has had a terrific eye, Max Muncy.
What's up? Yeah.
Aaron Judge is right there, and he makes the catch for the third out of the inning as he was ahead of the sweeper one more time. End of the bat for him. Aaron Judge coming up when we come back on Sunday Night Baseball. Well, we mentioned at the top, they're just bigger, they're better. And you take a look at the most WAR since 2021. It's these two guys who are literally in a league of their own. There's nobody that has been close, and as you see, Lindor and Freeman And we know there's a whole bunch of other stars in this game, but they do stand that far out from everybody else as Judge steps in for the second time against Yamamoto. Very similar to that first pitch. That one looked like it caught a whole bunch of K-zone. But called the ball. Yamamoto has thrown 46 pitches as we begin the third.
And Aaron Judge's K-zone is so much bigger than everyone else's, and umpires just are not prepared, and they don't train for a guy like Aaron Judge, so you're going to miss a lot of pitches up in the zone.
You got to be ready in the left field bleachers when Judge is up. You got to be ready in all the bleachers when Judge is up, as Yamamoto comes inside against him.
It's more like an iPhone Plus, right? Than a regular iPhone that strike zone.
There's a lot of references to 1900 as far as Aaron Judge is concerned. It's a 3-0 count. He does get the call on the outside of the outside corner.
Automatic. The count affects the strike zone.
No doubt.
That's the human element. It just does.
Judge has reached with a hit, walk, or a hit by pitch 126 times entering tonight, which is the highest total through the end of May since 1900.
Got the emotion right there in Yamamoto after that pitch. Shaking his head, a little frustration as well.
As Roberts told us, Yamamoto stretches a little bit out there on the mound. There was a tag play he made in which he aggravated a hip issue. He certainly wanted that to be located differently. So stretching during the walk of Judge to first. We'll keep an eye on that as the first pitch to Ben Rice is in there for a strike. Ball. Rice is the kid from Massachusetts who grew up a Yankee fan, and on the pesky poll writing things about how he loves his New York Yankees. Now he's got an incredible opportunity for a young man in his career to torment the Red Sox and wear the uniform he rooted for growing up. 0-2. Yamamoto looking for a ground ball.
The Yankees have so much confidence in Rice that they bat him behind Aaron Judge, knowing that there's going to be a lot of situations just like this where Aaron Judge gets pitched around and walked, and it falls on him to do some damage.
Center field, squared up. Edman is just watching this thing. Wow! Dead central, touch him all time. Ben Rice. Security blanket for Judge. He now has a dozen, and the Yankees go back on top.
That's a splitter that stayed up, and it was tattooed at 425 feet of distance, straightaway center. The sound said it all. Perfect mix of barrel, launch, and that pitch just hanging right in the middle. Too good of a pitch for an 0-2 pitch.
He was ahead 0-2, and he left one over the center. Strike one at Dominguez.
It's a big boy home run right there.
That's territory reserved for the big boys like Judge and like Ohtani, and Ben Rice just popped one into the screen out there. Dominguez a foul off his foot.
There's no mistaking one of the reasons why this, of why he's in the top of the hard hit rate.
Freeman will flip it. Yamamoto to get Dominguez. Maybe a wake-up call. I mean, Yamamoto, we talked you know, the 80 command. This has not been the A Yamamoto.
Seems a little overly hyped up tonight, and that's easy to understand. Pitching against the Yankees, Dodger Stadium, really hyped up for a big game, and that tends to lead to overthrowing a little bit. That's why his pitch count's so elevated too. Dave Roberts told us he wanted to push him and get him deep into the game. Here already 57 pitches.
And Coney, especially this year with the Dodgers so ravaged by injuries with their starting rotation, they need Yamamoto to perform on the days that he starts. I don't know if there's another starting pitcher with more pressure on a contending team than him.
Not right now as he bounces one up there. The backstory on Yamamoto: he was 19 when he started his career in 2017, 1 year after being drafted by the Buffaloes in the 4th round of the Nippon Professional Baseball Draft. He was used as a club mid-inning reliever. In 2018, he was the club setup man, and then he finished 2nd in the PCL, the Pacific League, tied for 4th in all of the NPB with 32 holds. And that was really the springboard to what has become a $325 million pitcher at the major league level, and a guy that Dave Roberts refers to as our ace, and there's no question about it.
Thanks, Paul.
To back up Buster's point, Roberts has said you just can't lose on nights that Yamamoto throws. How about Anthony Volpe? Takes that pitch, goes the other way with it. Freeman twice now has been flat-footed and no chance to get either one. And Anthony Volpe aboard again after a walk. He now has a single.
And again with 2 strikes. This time it was a 1-2 count. Volpe just that's a ball contact skill right there. Hold it. Should I not? Oh, might as well. And watch Freddie. Nothing he can do.
Yeah, Freddie's usually doing that to the opposition. Austin Wells up as Volpe dances off, and that one's way too far inside. Yankees have 4 two-strike hits so far in this game. That's another one that's going to get in the right. Volpe gets a read on the right fielder, Teoscar. Easily makes the turn into 3rd. Back-to-back singles. Now the Yankees in business again, already up 3-1.
This one smokes pretty hard, as Wells is going to read this curveball right out of his hand and jump on it, find the hole. Another pitch up and elevated out over the plate.
And all over his off-speed stuff, the splitter, the curveball. We saw the slider as well with Volpe.
Dodgers going to play double play depth. How many outs are there, guys? Wait,
there's one.
Okay, 1 out.
DJ LeMahieu with men on the corners. Yamamoto's first one is in there for a strike. DJ singled and ended up stranded at 3rd. That was that inning in which Yamamoto got Peraza, Goldschmidt, and Grisham to avoid Judge and leave LeMahieu at 3rd. That's maybe one of his better splitters tonight. And the secret, Coney, right, to make that look like a strike for as long as possible before it dives off the table.
No doubt about it. You want to get it looking like a strike right off of your fastball too. The same plane, same tunnel. That's why that's why pitch sequencing is so important. You'd say, might say, well, his splitter's his best pitch, just throw more of those. Well, you got to set it up, and that's what sequencing is all about, and what we call pitch design and pitch tunneling working together.
Yeah, you saw that graphic. They have really struggled with runners in scoring position. And Mayhew chases up at 95. Strikeout for Yamamoto.
After a couple of splitters down, he goes up top and right on by.
Strikeout number 1 for Yamamoto comes in the 3rd inning. He gets Oswald Peraza, the 9-hole hitter, who hit a missile at second base that Kike Hernandez fielded cleanly.
That's inside.
Knee buckler too far inside. Peraza playing third base. Conversation with Aaron Boone. It feels like when Jazz Chisholm comes back, and it looks like it's going to be as early as next week, it's likely going to lean into him playing third base.
Yeah, which was a bit of a surprise for a lot of Yankee fans and people who cover the Yankees.
1-1.
We asked Aaron Boone about that before the game, and he says it's really just to preserve the option that he can play third base. And it's easier for him to shift back to second base, which is probably his most natural position. And looked very good there with Anthony Volpe up the middle.
Sure did.
And Grisham in center is probably as strong as the Yankees have been up the middle in a long time.
Whoa, that one gets away. He bounced it, and coming in from third is Volpe. A big mistake from Yamamoto. There was no chance for Will Smith, and the Yankees now lead 4-1.
Yeah, that fell probably around 50 feet instead of the 60 feet. Watch how no chance on that one. Hits him right in the chest protector. He tries to pick it, but that splitter just too tough to handle.
Good look there where it bounced. And yes, you're right. That was way in front of home plate.
Wells moves into scoring position and grabs a big lead at second base. And a foul ball. The game is so crazy, isn't it? You go in, you think that you kind of know what might unfold. Yamamoto's resume so far this season's been fantastic, and he clearly is not at his top form at all. And the Yankees and Ben Rice have taken advantage of it here early in this one.
Carl, especially after yesterday's 18-2 blowout of the Yankees, you thought, man, pitching matchup, they might be in trouble.
It's the beauty of the game, isn't it? It's the beauty of this game. He's got another full count. 1 out of every 5 batters he faces, he ends up in a 3-2 count.
Probably one of the hardest things I had to deal with as a starting pitcher, and I can empathize with Yamamoto here, is you try to find the right recipe where you're amped up enough but you're under control, that right balance. And when you're amped up a little too much, you tend to overthrow, and that's what we've seen with those bounce splitters and missed location. Sometimes when you try too hard, is when when the ball doesn't go where you're trying to throw.
It's amazing what the Yankees have been able to do. 28 pitches in the first inning, 17 in the second from Yamamoto. This inning already 31.
Yeah. He said he'd push him, but he's already at 75 pitches. And again, this goes back to what they were able to accomplish Friday and Saturday. Gonsolin and Knack gave them some length. So it didn't look like Gonsolin was going to be able to do that Friday after falling behind. And he hung around. Landon Knack gave him another 6 good innings yesterday. And this is a bullpen that has thrown more innings than any other bullpen, the Dodgers, in baseball.
It's not just about the 76 pitches he's thrown, it's the 76 pitches here in the 3rd inning.
That's Landon Knack looking on a 3-2 with 2 down. Got him there. Good curveball. But another good inning for the Yankees offensively, highlighted by a homer from Ben Rice. A wild pitch included. Ohtani will try to slice into a 3-run deficit when we come back.
We can't tell the story of ALS without Lou Gehrig. I have loved baseball my whole life, and I am so proud of what our baseball community does to honor both his incredible Hall of Fame career and the legacy of raising awareness he inspired in so many, including his wife, Eleanor. Baseball and ALS is such a unique connection. No other sport is so closely associated with a specific disease in this way. Gehrig, who was known as the Iron Horse, who held the record for consecutive games played for so long, was the paragon of durability. Even before I was diagnosed, I've never been able to get over how tragically poetic that is. The player most known for constant and unchanging presence struck with the disease that most directly affects that ability.
Written by, and you heard the voice through the use of AI, Sarah Langs, our beloved Sarah Langs, who is watching and working on this game with us while the number 4 is there. We invite everybody, with Monday, June 2nd being Lou Gehrig Day, to join Major League Baseball in the fight against ALS. You can visit MLB Together. It's MLBtogether.com/4ALS to learn more. Engage in the fight if you have the time, the financial resources, the energy. You can't throw enough at the disease of ALS. And Sarah, like the Iron Horse, continues to battle and be involved with the sport she loves. I know that she feels as lucky as anyone to have made a living and a life and a career out of being in this great game of baseball from the time she was a little girl. Wanted to be in this sport. Mother wanted to be a sports broadcaster. Wanted to call baseball. Comes from a baseball family. And we know so many of you out there have been impacted by this disease. Please, please do what you can to fight. T-shirts are available. Baseball is the best, with all the money going to the Project ALS program. There are a bunch of great ALS fighters out there, and they all could use the resources and the energy and the support, and we certainly are behind all of them. Ryan Yarborough's back out there. It's a 2-2 count. He's got himself a 4-1 lead as he deals with Kike Hernandez, and that is strike 3. Second strikeout, first caught looking for Yarbrough in the game.
Well, all the slow stuff sets up every now and then. You got to show him in, and you get the call right there, right on the edge, maybe. But the fact that he's willing to pitch in there to keep hitters honest is a big key for Yarbrough this year.
Before Ohtani, it's Miguel Rojas, the shortstop, batting 9th.
Lures you to sleep away, then shows you something in, and once in a while that umpire will be right there with you.
Rojas playing short. Again, Mookie Betts out with that fracture to the tip of a toe. It wasn't his big toe. I think it was the 4th toe on his foot. I saw him at the locker today putting on his socks and a shoe, which for the first time since the injury occurred. Happened when he was in his house walking in the dark, stubbed the toe. It's happened to everybody. Is this one underneath? Volpe says, I got it. An easy infield pop-off on one of those cutters at 81 miles an hour. Shohei Ohtani now coming to the plate.
And this is how he pitched Shohei Ohtani last time. It was cutters, sweeper, everything away except that sinker. That's just a neutralizer. Get him to look in, to then try to go right back outside, and he was able to get him on that changeup for strike 3.
He is big and strong enough to wait on those slow pitches. Not there, impatient as he swung at a sweeper, and it's 0-1.
It's a straight frisbee right there.
Sure was.
A little sidearm frisbee in the park.
One of your cohorts, Jeff Nelson, who does some of the Yankee games, used to make a living throwing frisbees from the right side.
See that 4-seamer designed nowhere near the strike zone? Now he'll go right back to something soft.
And he did away, but that's too far away. It was a couple years ago we were doing a Sunday night baseball game. He very nearly hit the ball out of Dodger Stadium. There's one of the greats right there, Magic Johnson, about 3 rows back,
wearing shorts.
Ohtani sails another one high into the air in center field, where Grisham will calmly watch that ball go into his glove. 82-mile-an-hour cutter. In a world that we have become accustomed to seeing power pitching, Ryan Yarbrough is getting it done. One more time, there is the website to go to contribute. Join the team. Help win this fight against ALS. MLBtogether.com/4ALS. They lost the first 2 of 3, so it's their first series loss in their last 8. The Yankees, as they try to take this game and avoid a sweep, as Goldschmidt leads off, and that is a fastball poured in to get ahead 0-1. It's Goldschmidt, Grisham, and then Aaron Judge. So the Yankees up 4-1 on a Sunday night baseball game in the 4th inning. So Goldschmidt has cut his K rate in half, guys. He's gone from a 30% strikeout rate down to 15. And he's been killing it away from Yankee Stadium with a batting average of like 450. What a turnaround for Goldschmidt. Putting on the pinstripes. Back up this way. Cat-like reflexes, Coney. You were up.
Somebody made a play down there right below us.
This is another part of what we've seen, at least tonight. You know, Yamamoto, here he gets ahead 0-2. He hasn't been able to throw that put-away pitch, and as a result, many of those have led to long innings, most pitches through 3 innings this season. And the Yankees have been able to foul balls off and force this pitch count up towards 90.
It's a great point. Yamamoto in desperate need of a quick inning, and the Yankees looking to continue to make him work, knowing that this Dodger offense can come back easily with their firepower.
Yeah, they've got more comeback victories than any other team in baseball. Another pitch that's fouled straight back from Goldschmidt. 19 come from behind wins, 19 total.
It's a difference when you're a starting pitcher on a team like the Dodgers or the Yankees for that matter, and you're in this position. You never say die, because you know, hey, if I can hold them right there, this team can come back. The Yankees have seen that.
Saw it against a good one in Max Fried.
Yeah, they were able to get to Fried, who hadn't given up more than 2 in any of his starts. On Friday night, came back against him, and they pounded Will Warren yesterday. Really a microcosm of the night for Yamamoto. Got ahead of Goldschmidt 0-2, a handful of foul balls, now a full count. Anthony Bond to the lefty, warming up in the Dodger pen. He was one of the pitchers that was used in this series. And that's a liner, and it's going to get down. Yamamoto cutter, center of the plate. Goldschmidt aboard for the first time. And that is really what the Yankees have been able to do against Yamamoto.
Yeah, and you're all over it, Carl, in terms of his finish pitches are not there tonight to put away hitters. So he tries the cutter here in the strike zone, and Goldschmidt's all over it. Return to sender.
How good has Goldie been all season long? It's been leading off against left-handed pitching, but now Booney said no. Go against righties as well. It's been great. By the way, 2 Hall of Famers at first base right now.
Yes. And that's kind of, it's under the radar, right, with Ohtani and Judge? 2 of the very best first basemen.
Yes, it's like they're like eclipses of the sun, those 2 guys, because there's a lot of bright stars on both of these teams, including the 2 guys there as Grisham sees one on the corner for a strike.
I think Freddie Freeman's got a real shot at 3,000 hits.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's showing no signs of slowing down.
In fact, getting better. And you could make the case this has been the best first few months of a season in his career.
I think he's going to keep playing until Charlie Freeman gets to the big leagues.
Charlie was running around the clubhouse the other day. He too is involved in all the sports. I mean, that's how Freddie grew up. Dad was driving Freeman's all over the place to participate in sports. Talk about somebody who has settled back in after that departure from Atlanta. 2-1. 3-1. This has got to be a peculiar game, like your Pryor and your Roberts, and it's Yamamoto, and he's our ace. And where does this come from?
Yeah, you know, what we talked about with Yamamoto and the success this year is his increased control, his better control this year, and hitting the corners. Well, he's just off the corners today.
Yeah, Grisham jumps on a 3-1 pitch, but he ended up popping it up to right, and Teoscar Hernandez is there.
I'll tell you this, fellas. I think truly this will be Yamamoto's last hitter, Aaron Judge. He's at 91 pitches right now. And Ben has been warming up, especially with Ben Rice on deck.
Those are the Major League Baseball averages on the right, and how Judge at the plate dwarfs every one of them. Dwarfs them. Split of the start.
That's the one he's missed all night, Yamamoto. That's one of the best ones that he's thrown. That's his real finish, swing, and miss pitch.
Yeah, the ones that Will Smith have been able to catch before they hit the ground is the ones that have been the most effective ones. The other ones the Yankees have taken fairly easily.
He throws it so hard, 90 miles an hour, 91 at times.
21 home runs, 50 RBIs for Judge so far. Really good pitch, another splitter. Almost like the level of focus and intensity comes up for Yamamoto against Judge.
That's the one he's been looking for right there.
Really good pitch right there. You elevate now that pitch. It opens up the splitter again.
Hit hard center field. Edman in his tracks. He comes in the last couple of seconds to make the play. Judge did hit it hard, but on a line, and that will be it as Dave Roberts comes out to get Yamamoto here in the fourth with 2 outs. He will leave this game. Judge with just a walk. He got him twice, but he had a hard time with nearly everybody else. Back here, Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Dave Roberts having a moment. That was a struggle tonight, no doubt about it. 3 2/3, and the 4 runs, all of them earned. Now it's Bond to the lefty against Ben Rice, and he bends one in there to start him. A slider. Anthony pitched yesterday through 18 pitches. He's not given up a run in 10 of his last 12 outings. He's also the Dodgers team barber, one of the team barbers. For all the stress that you deal with on the mound, his cutting hair relaxes him a little bit. Runner goes, and the pitch swung on and missed. Smith's throw not even close.
What a jump. Great jump there by Paul Goldschmidt. It's sneaky, quick, on the bases. Very smart base runner. That leg goes up, and he was gone. Takes a peek in.
He is not the fastest guy by any stretch, but he is arguably one of the top 5 base runners in the game. As Ben Rice swings wildly at that one on a slider, and Bonda comes in and gets the job against the lefty. Goldie stranded in scoring position. 2-3-4 for a Dodger team in need of some offense when we come back.
Back here at Dodger Stadium with Yankees manager Aaron Boone. How would you assess what you guys did well against Yamamoto tonight?
Made him work. Made him work and put a lot of quality swings on him when we did. And, you know, to get him up close to 100 pitches there into the fourth, just a testament to the quality of bats all the way through. You know, I thought all the way down through DJ and Peraza really making him work hard to earn everything he got today.
Ryan Yarbrough, just 1 run allowed in 3 innings. In what way has he gotten better since he joined you?
I don't know. You know, he's taken advantage of some of his deception. You know, he's got a very deceptive delivery, and I think he's really taken advantage of that. His pitch usage has been very good. He pitches to both sides of the plate, and it's a different at bat, and hard for hitters to get a beat on him.
Booney, thanks. Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you. Back up here with Coney and Eddie, and it's Teoscar Hernandez, 2-3-4 for Los Angeles. And a swing and a miss. Something refreshing about watching a guy throw 80 miles an hour and get some of the best big league hitters out. Such a different look.
Yeah, sidearm too. One of the lowest angles you will see from a left-handed pitcher.
He must in some ways remind you of yourself. You were Mr. Versatility when it comes to arm angles and deception.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. He's a fun guy to watch, easy guy to root for because of been bounced around, underrated. Doesn't have the power game that you talked about that everybody seems to have today.
Went to a little squibber, and Yarbrough racing over to first. Nice flip from Goldschmidt to get Teoscar Hernandez.
What he gets is a lot of contact like that.
Yeah.
Soft contact. One of the best in the game, and the reason is, let's take a look. From a sweeper to 73, a changeup to 77. 82 on the cutter, and then when you need a fastball in, you can get in there too. 88 miles an hour, so you still have like almost 20 miles an hour of separation, at least 17, 18, 19 miles an hour differential between high end and low end.
And guys like this, to stay at this level, have to prove that they can consistently be year in and year out in the soft contact side of it, and he's been able to do that. When he first came up with the Rays, they actually used an opener for him.
Yep.
He was a guy that they did not think could go through a lineup more than 2 times. So they wanted to have the right matchups in place, and he's proved a lot of people wrong since then.
Freddie rolled over to LeMahieu his first time up at second base on the 1-1.
Eduardo Coney, look, guys who could throw 96, 97 miles per hour, they were the outliers when you both played. Now it's someone like this who is the outlier, so I'm sure it's a big adjustment for hitters.
Hold on, Buster. Jamie Moyer right now saying, so you mean to tell me I was normal? No, you were still the outlier, Jamie.
Freddie underneath one, sends one sky high, and 4 Yankee players converge and watch Dominguez make the play.
Tony, just to follow up, look, we've seen relievers who throw from that angle. Starters, can you name starters in recent memory who throw from this angle? Because I'm struggling.
Absolutely struggling, especially left-handed. If you go nowadays, when you measure nowadays, directly sidearm would be 0 degrees. He throws about 13 degrees, just a little bit north of directly sidearm. And 4 pitches, about the same amount of times in terms of usage, in the low 20 percentile.
Right.
But watch how he sets a hitter up right there. Okay, first pitch, strike, sinker on the inside part of the plate. Watch how he follows up the sequence here. Now he starts to soft away, just starts pecking away, gets you to change your not only eye level, but he goes east to west.
Jam shot here. Judge coming hard, and he is there to make the play. Good running catch by the 6'7" Aaron Judge. And another good, clean inning. Top 4 of the Dodger order, currently 0 for 8.
Some big strides right there. Covered some ground.
Back here in Dodger Stadium with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. What'd you see in Yamamoto tonight?
Yeah, you know what? I thought he just certainly wasn't sharp, getting behind a lot. I thought he was just off today with his entire pitch mix. Maybe trying to be a little bit too fine. And then when he got count and leverage, was making mistakes over the plate. So just wasn't his best outing. So hopefully, you know, Anthony can keep us in this game, and then you know, we'll see where we go. And we have a knack for striking late, so try to keep this game close.
What'd you say to Yamamoto as he was coming off the mound?
Yeah, I just said we're going to pick him up. You know, he's picked us up time and time again, and you know, as a guy that leads a staff, he takes pride in going deep in the game. He's wearing this one personally, but it's on all of us.
Dave, thanks. Right. Carl, back to you.
All right, Banda stays in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dominguez. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Major League rookie who is tied for first in walks, second in RBI. On base, he's second in the league. Slugging, he is also second in the league. And OPS. Development of the young players for the Yankees has been one of the reasons that they have gotten off to such a terrific start. And Dominguez has been in the middle of it.
Yeah, even though he's had his struggles in the outfield.
Yes.
The Yankees feel like he just needs more reps. He hasn't had that much time. And that his speed will eventually play out. His athleticism is really good. He can really run.
And also, especially against left-handed pitching, who he's facing right now with Anthony Banda, because of those reps he did not get in the minor leagues from being hurt. So anything from the right side that he can see in the batter's box is always a learning curve for him.
That's a walk from Banda. It was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone, didn't get the benefit of the call, and a walk of Dominguez.
Shortstop, Anthony.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So we'll see. Leadoff walks can come back and hunch. It's Anthony Volpe. Walking a single. He was at the plate on the wild pitch that allowed the run to come in. He scored on the wild pitch, I should say. The runner goes, Dominguez off. And he steals another base. The Yankees are running tonight. Dominguez is 8th of the season.
That's a great job by him as well to stay on that bag. Great jump at first, but sliding past it, and every infielder now is taught, keep your glove on the base runner. It's exactly what Kike Hernandez did, but kept it on just with that toe.
Oof, he sure did, and he switched from hand to toe. Pick up Eddie as Volpe now's got a runner in scoring position. Anthony 234. Batting average, runners in scoring position.
It's another thing that will be measured, is measured in the minor leagues this year, is the check swing.
Yeah. Yep.
The demarcation point can be reviewed in the minor leagues.
You strike me as a guy that would be a big proponent of that.
Well, it depends on where that demarcation, where that line is.
Charged by Rojas. Fundamentally phenomenal out there at shortstop. Dominguez stays at second.
The line in the minor leagues will be equal to the foul lines, is what they're doing. So that's going to be you've got to swing way out in front. That would be a swing, and no swing behind that 45-degree angle. That's what's going on in the minor leagues. Maybe soon to be seen in the big leagues at some point over the next couple of years. Hitters will love that. Pitchers won't.
Yeah, Coney, I was going to say you would have been ejected if they had had that when you were playing.
Old man from his front lawn. That's a double. If he hits, that's a double.
Yeah, that swing's a triple.
On the pool side.
One thing the Yankees have done, and Yamamoto's ineffectiveness, he has taken the crowd right out of it here at Dodger Stadium. Very quiet tonight.
One of the things the Yankees have been able to do is get that leadoff hitter on the last 4 innings. You're able to do that, continue to apply pressure.
Lou Trevino is up in the Dodger bullpen as it's a 3-0 count from Banda, who again did pitch through 18 pitches yesterday. Dodgers decimated by injuries on that pitching staff.
Maybe a little bit, but not very much.
Second walk of the inning from Bonda. Fifth of the game by Dodger pitchers. Dave Roberts has seen enough. He's coming out. Don't go anywhere. David Cohn's going to bring. Is it Sandy Koufax video?
Yeah, we're going back in
All right,
time.
we're going back.
A little check swing action.
When we come back. We're back here. You see the next pitcher for the Dodgers. Dave Roberts quickly walked out and signaled to his bullpen. His message to Buster was factual. We just want to keep it close here. They've come from behind so many times, and walks immediately pressed the patience of a manager. So Trevino is on. Gave up a run against the Guardians in his last start. Had 6 straight scoreless prior to that. And it's DJ LeMahieu with 1 out. Dodgers ahead of San Diego, San Francisco, Arizona, 3 under 500. The Rockies are 9 and 50. Nine and 50. That's hard to do.
Well, the thing about the Rockies that's always been a bit of a mystery is that they never tear it down. So they're not really open for business at the trade deadline very often. So when you look at their roster, they're not. Nobody's for sale. Rarely does that ever happen.
Can you tear down something that's torn down?
Well, there's pieces there that people would love to have.
Yeah, LeMahieu in a big shift from Pages. He's not going to get it. Stepping on third and coming in is Dominguez. And boy, Andy Pages was shaded way towards center field. LeMahieu picks up a hit and an RBI, his second hit of the night, to make it 5-1.
Just shows you how much of his bat head stayed in the zone because he was way out in front. LeMahieu prominently always goes the other way. This time stays in the zone long enough. And you see where Pages was, more towards left center field. Now you have runners at the corner. Yankees up by 4.
Oswald Peraza against Trevino. Coming out party for DJ with a couple of hits here. Yeah. One of the questions, you asked Boone, like, is DJ going to produce? Is he going to hit? He was honest. He said, we'll see. Take an end of the bat single on a night where you got 2 hits and 3 plate appearances.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu enormously popular in that Yankees clubhouse. I know that feeling at the end of your career. You're desperate not to let it end like this. You've got more in the tank. You want to show it. You're desperate to show it. So a big day for him so far.
Always interesting. Sunday night, generally the 3rd game of a 3-game series. Obviously the Dodgers won the first 2. You always wonder what the mindset is in the game 3. Like, who does in a rubber game, you understand both teams want to win because they want to win the series. More important to avoid a sweep than to get a sweep, and yet you're tight in your division.
It's a great point, Carl. Sort of that sort of simmering boil underneath the surface. That when you come into Dodger Stadium and you get embarrassed last night on the Yankee side, you lost to them in the World Series last year.
Right.
Your motivation's pretty high coming into this game.
2-2. That one didn't break. We are going to get you that Sandy Koufax check swing video. I mean, it is classic. We did see it during the commercial. It is classic. Things that once were considered not swinging.
Yeah, we're going back to the future, apparently.
For the Yankees, they just continue to foul pitches off.
The great Sandy Koufax.
Same spot.
That's not a swing.
No swing.
All right. That wasn't good enough. Let's see it again.
Half swing, he held up. 2-2.
He held up. That's the best part.
Half swing.
It's Rich Rollins at the plate right there.
Here's another one that's going to find the grass, and another RBI. A sinker that didn't sink enough, and it's all Yankees tonight on Sunday night. They lead at 6-1. The bottom of the order contributes. Peraza, an RBI single.
The Yankees have been so consistent tonight. They've had 7 hits with 2 strikes. Last 2 were LeMahieu, and this one by Peraza, who now joins the party after being 0 for 2. Gets a base hit.
It's a lot of deep counts.
Yeah.
The Yankees have gotten themselves in deep counts all night long. It's paid off for them.
Back to the top, Goldschmidt.
Talked about the bottom of the order yesterday for the Dodgers coming through. Bottom of the order tonight has been all Yankees.
Really good two-seam fastball right there.
Well, that Sandy Koufax video got me jacked up a little bit. I mean, any chance to see Sandy? Need more Sandy.
Help Max Fried on his development as a pitcher, watching Sandy Koufax video film. Yankees have not swung at pitches on the border, and tonight it has been really good because Chris Conroy hasn't really called those borderline pitches strikes. Gone, really good pitch there, a changeup.
Anytime a righty can throw a changeup to a right-handed batter and get it somewhat down and away, that is a great option.
Ahead of a frustrated Grisham, now 0-2. ESPN Sportsbook, that live odds, Aaron Judge or Ohtani to hit a homer. Neither really favorable right now. New customers, though, get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with the promo code HOMERUN to get started. More live bets and props for tonight's game at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Grisham goes into protect mode, 0-2. It's way outside. Sort of the coming of age, right, for Trent Grisham. I mean, everybody that has had him on his team believed this was what he was capable of consistently. There have been flashes of this through his career.
A lot of baseball insiders say it's how aggressive he's been in the zone now, instead of looking for that walk.
Ooh, boy, look at that. Trevino wanted it. Obviously, Smith wanted it. Cone, as a pitcher, probably wanted it.
Yeah, that's a break.
Well, you're not getting any of the check swings.
And he then did him a favor by swinging at one that was further up. Grisham strikes out, back-to-back punches, but the Yankees have got 1 in the first, 3 in the third, and 2 here in the 5th. Cody and Eddie, 1941. Saw Joe DiMaggio there, Yogi Berra, and all his World Series rings. The move to Los Angeles was met with a whole bunch of misery in New York when they left Brooklyn. We seem to have adjusted, but there's a whole bunch of Brooklyn fans of baseball who are still saddened by the move of those Dodgers out here to the West Coast. Of course, the Giants followed soon thereafter. And that is the story of the night for Ryan Yarbrough, getting ahead, strike 1 as Andy Pages steps in. Dodger fans have not had anything to cheer about tonight because Yarbrough has silenced them.
Seems like yesterday I was watching Bob Welsh pitch to Reggie Jackson in the 70s. Remember that at bat? It's like a 15-minute at bat.
With probably 1 or 2 check swings in there.
Yes.
Reggie was in the ballpark before today's game.
Showed him at the top of the show, signing autographs. Weak contact, this time to a fan in the stands.
Yeah, no loud outs in this game for the Dodgers at all. Been off the end of the bat or in the kitchen.
There was Mr. OCTOBER, Reggie Jackson, signing before the game.
The original Mr. October.
The original. Story goes that Reggie was once trying to get into a ballpark, and somebody who was unfamiliar with Reggie said, can you show me some identification? He said, I don't need identification. Don't you know who I am? And he said, sorry, sir. And he went on to spell Mr. OCTOBER. Open door. He's one of the best, Reggie. Yarbrough's the type, too, who kind of takes the air out of the tire for everybody.
Yeah, to Eduardo's point, the expected batting average against him so far tonight from the Dodger lineup, .219, based on quality of contact.
There you go again. Yarbrough keeps mowing him down. 8 in a row retired by Ryan Yarbrough.
Cutter on the outside part of the plate. You see it's so big, and then you just try to lay it over there, but it does not come down. Just stays on the horizontal path.
The only guy to solve the Yarbrough riddle is this guy right here, Tommy Edman, who hit a homer in the second.
Guys, you remember when we talked to Tommy Edman on the mic, he was talking about the consistency of Shohei Ohtani. Well, umpires have told me Ohtani is the only hitter in the big leagues who will say hi to them before every plate appearance. So he'll go to, a lot of players will go up to the plate in their first at bat, and they'll say hi at that point, say hi to the catcher. Ohtani will do it before every plate appearance. Austin Wells heard that the other day, knowing Ohtani's so great, said, maybe I ought to try that.
I thought Austin Wells might have said to the umpire, like, really, you're not buying that, are you? He just says, he said hi to you 4 times tonight.
Don't let him butter you up.
So you mean to tell me, Buster, in the 3rd and 4th at bat for Ohtani, he will go up there and say hi to Chris again?
Yep. He'll mention him by name. Hey, Chris.
What you been up to the last few innings?
Judge.
Oh man, if you're an umpire, Shohei Ohtani knows you by name. That's a good thing,
4
yeah.
times. I mean, if you that'd be like Coney. If I saw you, and every time I saw you, I said, "Hey, Coney." Every time. That's a little odd.
Well, certainly it's a show of respect, and culturally probably
that I
has
understand.
something to do with it.
That's probably absolutely right. Nine in a row, and here's Muncy.
The most impressive part of that last out was it was the first out that he's gotten on a 4-seam fastball that has been in contact, in play.
He's missed his share of bats today. Not a high strikeout total, but 12 swing and misses. So just enough, right, to keep you honest. It's not like he came into this game with a real low strikeout total. Actually, pretty high for his career norm. pitch clock violation.
You think? Chris Conroy made it quite clear. On Yarbrough. It's part of the plan to kind of lull you to sleep. Sometimes you occasionally throw up a pitch clock violation. Yeah, you wonder long term, and you're around the Yankees a lot, so they lose Cole. They're going to get Heel back. You know, the original thought was, well, we're going to have to replace Cole. How are we going to do that? What role does Yarbrough play in the puzzle of the Yankee rotation moving forward?
There is definitely a role there for as well as he's throwing the ball. We know he can pitch in relief. He was, as Eduardo said before, he's the classic kind of bulk guy for the Tampa Bay Rays. Aaron Boone absolutely loves him. Says he fit right into their clubhouse, willing to do anything. Obviously feels new life here with the Yankees.
Muncy up the middle. Won't be a no chance. Hard hit ball for Max Muncy, and maybe a little 2-out magic for the Dodgers. It's Muncy off of his 2-3-run home run game yesterday. Delivers a hit.
He changes things for this Dodger lineup. If Muncy gets going, watch out. It's been a big weekend for Max Muncy as he's starting to get his swing and his confidence and stays down and through that pitch. Off speed down and in. Line drive right back up the box.
Now Kike.
We're always talking about the top of the Dodger lineup, how great it is. Ohtani out of the gates. Yep. Muncy in that spot.
It extends the lineup for sure.
Huge for them.
And Kike gets on top of one, sends it into left field. Back-to-back hits, and all of a sudden Dodger Stadium shows signs of life.
Well, Kike moved up in the plate a bit right there, and now the Dodgers have something going on, something that they have not been able to do consistently tonight. Second runner of this game that reaches second base after the home run from Tommy Edman.
Jonathan Loaisiga picks a few baseballs up, finds the one that he wants to throw, and now he'll get loose as Matt Blake is out there talking with the infield and his pitcher. Play Ball, Baseball's global youth initiative, highlights the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. Learn more, including how to find a league near you. Go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. One of the guys that contributed big time yesterday was Haesung Kim, and he's a left-handed hitter. And he plays the infield, and he went out to play center field, made a phenomenal throw to get Aaron Judge. But not an option here against the lefty, so Rojas will bat. And look at strike one. Look at where that landed relative to the K-zone.
Pitches down, and Rojas letting Chris Conroy know that's one thing that Conroy has done. Called the low pitches, has not called many up in the zone.
Good job by Wells framing it, as bringing it back up. You want to know why catchers catch on one knee? That pitch right there. Most major league teams feel like that's more valuable. Catch on one knee, get 6 or 7 of those calls a night. Beats out blocking a ball in the dirt.
First real chance for Los Angeles to make some noise, and Rojas swings and misses on a cutter at 83. Started outside the strike zone and came back in. Shohei is on deck. Yarbrough doesn't want to see him. Center field on a line, and standing right there and reaching up very casually. It's the way Trent Grisham plays. Cool. No chance for Ohtani. Chance for the Dodgers, gets spoiled by Yarbrough. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Buster Olney down on the field. Up here, it's Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Carl Ravitch, Andy Jacobson, our producer back home, and our entire support staff. Get set to watch Aaron Judge, who will face a new pitcher for the Dodgers. Recently recalled Noah Davis when Luis Garcia went on the IL with a right adductor strain. First one, it's in there for a strike to Aaron Judge. Davis is 27, 3 appearances with the Dodgers this year, 0-1. ERA over 10. Raleigh went yard again today to go to 23, and then Ohtani and Judge right behind him. That's a good one. It starts right at his shoulder, and it bends in for a strike from Davis. Yesterday, Chris Stratton came on in relief, and Judge promptly put one into the seats. And he didn't go. Judge knew it himself. Davis strikes out Aaron Judge. Now, Koufax was on the mound. That's not a swing.
Right. In the minor leagues this year, this is not a swing. Looking for the 45-degree angle. Ah, that's right on the right there. That's pretty close. Certainly a swing in today's game. And Noah Davis has got a little bragging rights for tonight when he puts his head on his pillow. I got him on 3 pitches.
Tony, who was your first big strikeout? Like a big star that you were like,
ooh. George Hendricks, pitching for the Royals, 1986. He was playing for the Angels. Vin Scully on the mic.
Oh, you even knew who was on the mic. I love it.
Because that was what he put himself to sleep with for many a year.
Exactly. My head was on the pillow, and Vin Scully. Big curveball from the young righty.
You don't want to put too much emphasis on one plate appearance, but when you had Rojas up there and Ohtani on deck, you know, it reminds you of the Betts injury and the role it plays on that Dodger offense. No pinch hitter there, and that brings Davis into this game.
You had not arrived in the big leagues unless Vin Scully said your name.
Right.
Some game, you know, when he was doing the game of the week back then, he was everywhere, but that was the ultimate.
The Vin Scully press box here in Los Angeles. Lyrical. I mean, he was a poet doing baseball games, is what he was.
Unbelievable storyteller.
Eduardo Coney, would he come down into the clubhouse to seek you both out and with questions?
Not a lot, no. He was around, but yeah, not a lot.
But he was gracious. He would welcome you into his press box if you had questions to ask. Strike 3. A little back-to-back punch-outs from Noah Davis.
He's the only man that right now would tell a story, start a story with 2 outs. That's frowned upon when you're on the mic. And for some odd reason, he'd get all those foul balls. And he'd end the story perfectly right on the last out of the inning.
He would land the plane.
Oh.
The master of landing the plane. So Cody Bellinger is going to be a pinch hitter here against Davis.
Pinch hitter number 35, Cody Bellinger.
Dodger fans remember, and they hear his name, how important he was as a young Dodger.
A smart move. Couple of reasons. One, because he was the former Dodger, as you mentioned, but also defensively, much better defensive team with him in there.
He hits for Dominguez. Bat didn't move off the shoulder for Cody. Comes in hitting 253, 8 homers, 32 RBI. Yeah, Rookie of the Year and then the NL MVP in 19. Thanks for the ring and the 2020 World Series champion. Ouch, that hit him. He didn't want to be hit. Wanted to swing the bat.
It's like the look on his face. He does everything. He's like, come on, man. I'm back in Dodger Stadium. Let me get one swing.
Shortstop, number 11, Anthony Holden.
That's what he said. Ugh, like really? Volpe back up the middle, fielded. We got a play here. Kike. Versatility, looked like a shortstop.
Looks like he could play anywhere.
And he can. Ohtani will lead things off. Belly's still got a smile on his face. It's 6-1 on Sunday Night Baseball. Shohei Ohtani is up. Most home runs by a Dodger before June 22. Cody Bellinger, we just saw get hit by a pitch, had 20 back in 2019. Season in which Bellinger ended up hitting 47 and won that MVP. A lot more homers, stolen bases down a little. You do wonder if his return to the mound will affect his running, meaning how many stolen bases he ends up with. But third time that he sees Yarbrough. Missed down. Yep. Saw Shohei catch a little catnap during a game yesterday. That shows you how effective the Yarbrough pitch has been. He was watching it frozen pizza the entire time. And he takes it for a strike.
71 miles an hour with 16 inches of horizontal break.
And that one is a bouncer to the third baseman and a long, hard throw. Ohtani 0 for 3 tonight.
Yarbrough changing it up. First two at-bats, most of the pitches were middle away to Shohei Ohtani. The last two, the breaking pitch in this one on the inside part. Shohei looking away, gets in a little bit. Good enough to get that 5-3.
Ate him up.
It sure did. You're right.
Even the foul balls are soft.
It's remarkable, isn't it? The quality of contact is non-existent. Yarbrough is pitching a brilliant game.
The former bulk pitcher for the Rays is showing some bulk here tonight from the get-go.
Man, and coming off that game yesterday, too. How big is this?
Yes. It really is 4 different pitches thrown about 20% of the time. Very unpredictable.
Oscar Hernandez finished with 99 runs batted in last year. He's ahead of that pace. He leads this team already. He's got 42 this season. Talk about a guy that's personality driven. Anytime he's not batting or on deck and somebody homers, he's a guy with the sunflower seeds to shower the home run hitter. He's got a smile painted on his face. Terrific in the clubhouse. Desperately wanted to come back and play for a Dodger team where he is so comfortable. And knows for the most part every year you're going to have a real chance to compete into deep October. Yarbrough just nasty.
He almost could have swung twice and still been out in front of this one. Making some great hitters look very off balanced.
You see that front hip just fly open, and all he does is show you in once, maybe in the game. It puts it in the back of your mind, and everything else to the righties have been away, away, away. Look at Freddie maintaining that hip closed. It's like, you're going to hit me with that, that's fine. I'll take the base. We're down 5. but he's going to stay true to who he is as a hitter.
Freddie's 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out and flew out to left.
Chalk up another one for Austin Wells. Framing a low pitch and getting the call.
90 pitches for Yarbrough.
Is it fair to say sped him up at 81?
That cutter's been very effective tonight for him. He's thrown that the majority of the time. That's one pitch that he's really increased his usage on. So that gives him something in the low 70s, something in the low 80s, and then on the top end, 89 miles an hour.
Get inside his head, because there's a confidence to throw a ball 81 miles an hour in a sport in which that won't usually work.
For strikes.
For strikes. That's caught. That's a punch out of Freeman. Ryan Yarbrough, have yourself a night. 6 innings, 1 run to the Dodgers. We're here Sunday Night Baseball, Dodger Stadium, where the Yankees have had their way, and the story of the night has been the pitching of Ryan Yarbrough. And a potential story may be this: the slide from Jason Dominguez. He's got one oven mitt on, and the other hand of his appears like he looks at it right there. And then as you watched Aaron Boone come out of the dugout, which we'll show you in a minute, he was telling the home plate umpire, we got an injury. You know, we have an injury, and he was going to pinch hit Bellinger. Watch, you can read lips. Injury.
And Carl, what I just heard from the Yankees is left thumb contusion.
Okay.
Okay, so he had an absolutely ridiculous oven mitt on the right hand, but he went into the bag with the one that's not protected. Now that, to me, is absolutely ridiculous, right? That's the name of the brand of the oven mitt.
You would especially think, to your point, you'd want to slide to the outside part of the bag, so you'd need the mitt on the other hand, right?
Yes. That's the part I do not understand right there. But it is a pretty cool bag. Sliding mitt, though.
With a Martian on it. Oh, ouch. And Davis plunks another Yankee, and that one probably hurt a little bit more, as Austin Wells will go down to first.
What's that feel like, Eduardo? Right in the,
not good.
Right in the thigh?
Not good at all. And he's taking his time as he was looking at Davis as well. Why can't you hit me like you hit Belly with a curveball? Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, when it hits you, you go straight down like that. That is square business.
Well, DJ LeMahieu is now going to try to dig in. He's had a good night. Couple of singles, has an RBI.
Smith wanted that pitch too. Did hit the corner. DJ LeMahieu just took off his glasses. Threw him to the bat boy.
The tag is applied. What a play by Rojas. See if the Yankees want to take a look at this one. That ball was way in front of the bag. He was able to make the catch.
How about the sidearm throw? We talk about Yarbrough, but watch Smith's angle on this throw. Tailing into the runner.
Almost Thurman Munson style, right?
Flipped it there.
Talking about the 70s matchups between these two teams.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a highlight or two of Thurman doing that.
And DJ is going to pick up another hit. Got jammed on it, but he's got 3 hits in the game tonight.
It's a style of hitting that won him a batting title.
The machine is back, is right.
Hit the fastball the other way, like Eduardo said, and pull the breaking stuff. Classic inside-out swing.
It's got to feel good for DJ, doesn't it? Just have 3 hits in a game.
3 hits, a W, and then fly back east.
With an off day. The Mets are coming into Los Angeles to face the Dodgers. Yankees back home. It's the Guardians and the Red Sox. And we'll be there next Sunday night for that Sunday night game. This one in the air, hit fairly well. Teoscar going back, looks up into the sun, and on the track is able to make the play. Rosas had some good at-bats. Another reminder, next Sunday night, it is the Yankees and the Red Sox. Series finale between the two teams. 7 Eastern on ESPN, Deportes and ESPN Radio. Yankees came in here with a comfortable lead in the American League East, slimmed a little bit by the 2 wins by the Dodgers. Our coverage starts 6 Eastern baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Back to Goldschmidt.
Ben Rice, who hit that 425-foot home run. Besides that, the other 9 hits that the Yankees have had, they've been all singles.
A lot of them deep counts, right? 2 strikes. Saw a lot of pitches.
That's out. The other part of that conversation, we were starting with the 2 first basemen in this game, Goldschmidt and Freeman, Hall of Fame players. But they are 2 Hall of Fame people within each clubhouse. Like Goldschmidt is a just do your job, lunch pail, head down. Freddie Freeman doesn't ever really put the spotlight on himself. And they produce at a high level.
It's a great point. I mean, opposing teammates or opposing players and teammates almost speak with reverence about Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
We heard it on the mic with Tommy Edman talking about.
Yep, best team I ever had.
Of course, everybody knows about Freddie. 2 future Hall of Famers. In my opinion. I don't have a vote.
Oh, they're well on their way. All right.
Freddie's in. Postseason stuff that he's done. I think Goldie gets some more numbers and he'll be there. And boy, it'd be a capper for Goldie if he played deep into October with this Yankee team, which I think got a lot of conversation about. You know, the Yankees, after they tried to re-sign Juan Soto, $760 million, that would have been their preference, but then they pivoted. Question kind of hangs over. You know, could this team be better in October this year if they make it there?
Inside 3-2. It's a great question. It's one of those conversations we had with Booney about Soto. Is this a deeper team? Is it a better team? And clearly there's more weapons just by virtue of the numbers. But his point was, like, remember, we made it to the World Series last year. So that's a to be determined with regards to results. As Goldie sends it just above us here.
You don't have Juan Soto, future Hall of Famer, in your lineup, but you're significantly better defensively. Dave Roberts was talking about that with us earlier today. Obviously, the signing Max Fried has paid off in a big way. I think one of my biggest questions, what do the Yankees add before the trade deadline? Second baseman, third baseman, starting pitcher, something.
3-2, watch out Kike will pick it up. The bat is innocently laying there at the shortstop position, and the handle just outside of home plate. Davis escapes. Goldschmidt got blown up. We'll see Will Smith, Andy Pages, and Tommy Edman to the plate as the Dodgers will try to rally against the Yankee bullpen when we come back.
Cardholders get exclusive tickets to every MLB game. Can I get a couple?
Eligible Capital One Rewards cardholders. You can redeem your rewards from tickets to your favorite MLB teams throughout the season. At Capital One Entertainment, scan the QR code to learn more. Yarborough out. Jonathan Loaisiga is in. He threw 10 pitches on Friday night. See what the mindset of the Dodgers offense is. As everything worked really well for Yarborough, and now Loaisiga doesn't have PitchCom working really well. All right, Eddie, before he gets on the mound again, so they got rid of a guy that was making you look really foolish, and now you got a traditional power pitcher in Loaisiga.
And it's time for the Dodgers to put up right now, because the top of the order did not do much against Ryan Yarborough. But I'll tell you this is a positive. We saw it in the World Series where the Dodgers capitalized off Blake Snell when the Rays took him out. So it's something that's in the back of the mind of a lot of players in those dugouts.
Strike one at 96. Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, Freeman, and Smith against Yarborough went 0 for 11. They struck out 3 times. Hitting that nasty curveball from Loaisiga.
Loaisiga's known for tremendous movement on his two-seam fastball, running it in on right-handed batters.
Smith underneath it on the infield. Volpe still going back, and he's able to make the catch. Boy, the wind appeared to get that late.
Well, we talked a lot about the lack of velocity or the finesse from Ryan Yarborough, but how about this? He's gonna miss some bats. Came into this game with 35 strikeouts and 35 in the third innings. Tonight, he ran a 40% whiff rate. 17 swing and misses on all of his pitches. 7 on the sweeper, 4 on the cutter, 3 on the sinker, and 2 on his changeup.
That ball is crushed, and just like that, the Dodgers get a little life as Andy Pages jumps all over the first one from Loaisiga. No doubt about it, shot for Andy Pages, his 11th, and a little life for LA.
Yeah, we talked about Yarborough being out of the game. What will that do to the offense of the Dodgers? Well, they get one back. 6-4.
Pages looks real too. You see that two-seamer?
Yes, he does.
He just cuts him off at the pass. Kid's got some talent. He's got some pop.
There's Edman. He goes the other way now. Hits from the left side. That's what I was getting at with you, Eduardo. When you have what Yarborough was doing and you go to a more conventional guy, I would think make you more comfortable as a hitter. It's so uncomfortable and so unorthodox.
All these guys used to seeing velo. Who knew movement could work as well?
Denny Nagel knew it.
Average Major League fastball about 94 miles an hour, around in there, give or take.
Right. Jamie Moyer knew it, who you mentioned earlier. Glavine knew it at the end, as Edman sends that to the seats.
And at the beginning as well.
It's true.
Didn't let him get that two-seamer in there.
Yep.
Just cut him off right at the point. And kept it fair. So easy to get around that and hook that ball foul.
The lefty, Tim Hill, another side armor, funky delivery, warming for the Yankees. On a 1-2 to Edman with one down. Good pitch, held on to by Wells, and Edman is gone. Curveball's been a weapon early in this one for Loaizaga.
You guys saw that shot of Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Paez in the Dodger dugout. This was as Edman was batting. We've heard from the Dodgers that they look at those two as kind of like big brother and little brother. And let me tell you, when he hit the ball out, Teoscar was so fired up to get those sunflower seeds out. Like he came running out the front. Warner, when we come back here, I think you need to do a demo of the sunflowers with Teoscar.
There they are.
That's a great mentor to have for a young player. So.
Can I pick the flavor?
Of course.
Favorite flavor was ranch. That was on the mic a couple weeks ago. Time clock violation. Funny, the adjustment pitchers made to the clock was very quick. They got adjusted to it. It's become sort of something that you don't really pay much attention to it. Tonight, a couple of violations against the Yankees pitchers.
You know who's adjusted to it too? The fans. Pick up right up on it. Especially with an emphatic call from the umpire. Everybody knows that sign, right? Pointing at your watch. Immediate reaction for the fans, immediate acceptance. When you think about the rules changes, they're wildly successful at this point. There's no two ways about it. From the pitch clock to a few others as well.
I think it's a great thing to do around the house too. You know, in a baseball house, when things aren't moving at the pace you want them to do, you just kind of walk into the room and you go to your click. Let's go. Violation.
It's universal.
We got to move here.
Any language.
Now full to Muncy. Kike Hernandez is on deck for the Dodgers, trying to chip away at a Yankee lead, now down to 6-2. When Yarbrough was pitching, it's almost like the organist wasn't even playing. Like he had silenced the organist. Muncy about face. His third in 2 nights, and a couple of homers have brought the Dodgers life in this one. It's 6-3.
And the Yankee fans haven't gone anywhere. Nor have the Dodger fans, especially with that home run by Max Muncy. Boys, he swung the bat well.
He is the story of the weekend. Max Muncy's back. And for the Dodgers, that is big news.
We talked earlier about Grisham being aggressive in the zone for the Yankees. Max Muncy has done that as well during this streak. Not looking for the walk, but looking for damage.
This one is pulled down the line off the bat of Kike, but it's just foul. Oh boy, you can feel the energy.
What Dave Roberts say?
Keep it close.
We'll pick you up.
Yeah, Yarbrough was unbelievable in keeping it quiet. And listen to this place now, Dodger Stadium. $54,000+ on hand to see the World Series rematch between the Dodgers and the Yankees. A little more tense on that side than it was a few minutes ago. No swing, and almost got him.
Kike's got the blue bottoms on too. Heard of red bottoms, but blue bottoms.
3 homers in the game for Los Angeles, 12th time they've done that this season. Staying alive. Good pitch there, too. A curveball down and away, and Kike got enough of the bat on it to stay in there.
Spoiled a good pitch. Stayed alive.
It's a guy that really appreciates the bright lights, Kike Hernandez, and they are bright here tonight against this team. Swing and a miss. Good challenge pitch at 96, in on his fists. Frustration from Loaizaga after giving up a couple of blasts to Pages and Muncy.
44 hitting it out, just like Mr. October, who was in the park tonight. And then Max Muncy getting it closer.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The NBA Finals start Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern Time on ABC, with SGA and the Thunder facing off against Halliburton, Siakam, and the Pacers. Game 1 coverage tips with the NBA Countdown Show at 8 Eastern. First pitch, so Dave Roberts sticks with Stratton, who threw 18 pitches yesterday. They cut the lead down to just 3. He has been scored upon in 9 of 13 outings this season. And he quickly gets that strike call. I thought he was going to be behind 2-0. Look at Grisham's look to his umpire like, I should be ahead 2-0.
He's been consistent calling the ball just below the zone all night. On both sides. Like that.
For a guy like Grisham, who understands the zone really well, a little frustrating.
Definitely a low ball umpire. He hasn't called the one at the top of the box very much at all. But all you ask for is consistency.
Aaron Judge, by the way, is on deck. He took Stratton deep yesterday in that game.
Not that low.
Gone. Good pitch there with a changeup. And now the challenge for Stratton is big, number 99.
Number 99, Aaron Judge.
The guy with the gavel chain is the only Yankee starter who doesn't have a hit today. There's a lot of great playing in Major League Baseball. A gavel on your chain is
that's
pretty dominant, pretty flexy.
It's a drop the mic.
Wow, 93, and Judge missed.
That's what you call turning on the fan. He tried to leave in a big way.
And you change it up to go to 86. Talk about different styles of pitchers tonight when Yarbrough and Loaizaga. The difference in the style and approach of Judge, who looks very controlled as a swing, versus Ohtani, who is very aggressive.
Yeah, Ohtani almost like a reverse C. You're describing a golf swing.
Yeah.
That arching back where Judge is more coiled on his back hip.
He's gone. Good job by Stratton with a changeup to get Judge. 0 for 4 with a walk.
Well executed. Off speed, down and in. Looks like a fastball. You can see right in your living room. At the last minute, it dives down. That's the effectiveness of a off speed changeup. Righty on righty. So hard to lay off of.
Now Ben Rice swings the 2 chopper. And Stratton does his job. It's 9, Ohtani, and Teoscar when we come back to the bottom of the 8th. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Last regular season meeting between the two heavily focused on superstars, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Tonight it's been the supporting cast that have helped their teams. Ohtani's got a chance to make a statement here in the bottom of the 8th. He'll bat second. Be part of the action like never before. Cast your vote for the MLB Player of the Game. Voting opens after the 6th inning of every game at MLB.com/POTG. Terms and conditions apply. Devin Williams in. Hyesung Kim had a phenomenal game yesterday, and he bats now for the Dodgers. And that almost got him, and Kim can fly if he were to get on the bases.
Tough start to his Yankee career for Devin Williams, but much sharper as of late. K rate's going up, the walk rate's coming back down.
A little pitch com issue.
Craving more baseball? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB schedule.
So our buddy Daniel Kim, who of course worked with us during the KBO that we did during COVID, sent me a long text message about Hyesung Kim. He said he was a grad of Dongsan High School. Ji-Man Choi and Hyun-Jin Roo went there. Drafted in the 2nd round of the 2017 draft. The 1st round pick was Jung-Hoo Lee, 4 stars for the Giants. Lee and Kim were drafted at short, but the Kiwoom Heroes had Hyesung Kim at short. So Hyesung took over second. Lee moved into center field. Hyesung Kim closely scouted by the MLB teams, and all of a sudden they realized Hyesung Kim is really a good player as well. Played some left field in the 21 season, but in 8 KBO seasons never played as a center fielder. I showed him the text message in the clubhouse before the game, and as he was reading it, he said, "Oh, that's about me." He said, "Yes, this is from Daniel Kim," who he, of course, like everybody in Korea that knows baseball, knows our buddy Daniel Kim. He was on base a whole bunch of times last night. Hyesung Kim goes the other way. An Ichiro-type swing on a pitch outside. Holds up there, and that's in there for a strike.
He's shown he can handle the pitch up as well, velo up, and that's really impressive. And the Dodgers have been real happy with his development.
Another one comes way inside. You've seen him more than anybody. What have been the issues for Williams?
That right there, it's command of his fastball. The airbender changeup is great. It's one of the best pitches in baseball, but you got to have some protection for it. You got to be able to get your fastball over to set it up.
2-1, ready at third base. That's a good one. The airbender comes in at 85. And a real difficult adjustment for a young kid like him. Hasn't seen the airbender. He's gone. Good job, Williams. 95 away, and Hyesung Kim strikes out. Shohei Ohtani struck out, flied out to center, and then grounded to third.
And said hello to Chris.
First one on the ground to second. LeMahieu a couple steps, and Shohei Ohtani 0 for 4. It was the changeup that got Ohtani to roll one over.
Beauty of the changeup is even if you hit it hard, it's on the ground if it's thrown properly, and coming right at you. We'll get a look at this airbender, and it's up a little bit, but you got Ohtani just enough out in front of it to where he's going to hit it on the ground. Anytime you get Ohtani on the ground, it's a win for the pitcher.
Four-seam fastball. It's a great replay there. It looked like Wells' eyes told the story of, oh boy, we got away with one there against Ohtani. It was a really good look. We'll take another look at it. As that one nearly hit him. Watch the eyes, Coney. You tell me if it's a proper read.
No doubt. Read of relief. Yes. It's never been harder to be a major league catcher. All the information you've got to go through before a game, all the different pitchers you have to catch now because of all the relievers that are prominent in the game.
That fastball been located here by Devin after that early hiccup by throwing that one wide and in. Seems to have found something in that at bat against Ohtani and certainly to Rojas. Teoscar 0 for 3.
Quick observation here is that I see a lot of starters call their games, but I don't see a lot of relievers coming in and calling their own game. And early on in the season when Williams was on the mound, he wasn't doing this.
It's a good pickup.
And he is gone as well. Very, very effective performance by Devin Williams, who is showing signs here for the Yankees as the season wears on. They've kept him in check. They get at least one hit in every game this year, and the 1 for 4 are 0 for 14 tonight. We're back. Best coverage in today's game. Take a look at the Ben Rice home run, center cut, screen. T-Mobile Multiview brings it to us. NDA, no doubt about it. And Stratton stays in. And he will get Bellinger. Volpe and Wells. Yankees up 6-3, trying to take 1 of 3 from LA and head back home for a day off tomorrow before the Guardians come in. Hyesung Kim is now playing shortstop for Los Angeles. Made an amazing throw last night from center field to nail that guy Judge you just saw at second base. So the Yankees go home for 3 against Cleveland, 3 against the Red Sox, and then they have another off day. So 2 off days in the next 7 for New York. Tigers and Royals had a hell of a series, didn't they? And the pitching in that series, couple of 1-0 games. Stream MLB Network 24/7 the whole year, plus live audio for all 30 teams, no blackouts. Includes access to minor leagues, MLB Big Inning, and available pre and post games. You go to MLB.com/@bat for the details. You've got 2 managers supremely confident in their teams and what their front offices might do to fortify these teams. Like there's 28 other teams who are saying, wait a minute, fortify. They are so fortified already. But as you've discussed with the Yankees, some of their needs. Where do you think, Buster, the Dodgers deadline, where they might go if inclined to go anywhere?
Well, I mean, I think inclination is to try to grind through. I mean, the dream for the Dodgers is to get past the All-Star break, and then at some point you get Blake Snell back. You have Ohtani joining the rotation. You have Tyler Glasnow maybe coming back. That's the dream scenario for them. But if not, we've seen the Dodgers so often be aggressive, and let's face it, pitching. For this team to be leading the majors bullpen innings is incredible.
Good conversation with Dave Roberts, who, happy belated birthday, celebrated his 53rd birthday yesterday. The way that he would use Ohtani after the All-Star break as a starter made it seem like, given that you're not sending him out on a rehab assignment, that he becomes almost an opener. And his first start, maybe 2 innings, and then his next start, maybe 3 innings. And as he works back into it, you can get into the fifth and sixth, and as he said, it's all gravy. You know, we don't need him to necessarily come back and start and give us length. We have Landon Knack, you know, we have Gonsolin, whoever it may be. He comes in after Ohtani's done his work.
It's a great point. You're kind of playing with house money, but you know, for the Dodgers, for me, obviously, is get healthy, get those guys back that Buster mentioned, and get Conforto right.
Now Wells in the ninth. Glasnow moved to the 60-day IL.
On the Yankee side, it's figure out your infield. Jazz Chisholm's coming back. Obviously, for the Dodgers, get that guy back, Glasnow.
Right.
He's going to get the ball in the playoffs if he's right.
See the guy next to him with the bright red hair, Dustin May, and another one of their starting pitchers.
Get Blake Snell back, and there's a lot of belief. There's a lot of young pitchers that have come up through the Dodger organization that are on the IL. And they used to have this philosophy of let's protect them, 75 pitches max. They never got hurt in the minor leagues. Yet that was not the limit here at the major league level. And because of it, the Dodgers have changed the way that they are developing their pitching now at the minor league level to see if they can then minimize injuries once they get to the major league level.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw. I thought that was an excellent point that Robertson made about this knowledge that we all have and front offices, etc., and yet people are still getting hurt. It's not like we have the answers or all the answers. Otherwise, we'd be healthy. And they have, what, 14 pitchers on the IL? Bellinger goes, ball popped up. Elliott's going to have to retreat. This one is heading just over the screen. No chance for Will Smith.
Great catch, though, by the fan in the front.
That would be Scott Boras.
Is that Boras?
Yep. He just caught the ball.
I see I just sense an interview. I sense
Buster.
I mean,
oh boy,
you've been great, Buster, with all the fans. How many times has Scott Boras?
Oh, he didn't catch it. He didn't catch it.
Then it's definitely an interview.
He sold it like he did.
Oh,
right through the wickets.
You're right. An agent right to the end.
You got to ask him, did you catch the ball? I mean, I need to get the answer to that. 2-2.
I'll be ready to move.
Bellinger does steal the base. He's at second for Wells. In a 6-3 game with one out in the ninth. He will not have another chance, Scott Boras, to catch that one.
That'll be the first time he gets interviewed because of a foul ball. I guarantee you. He sold it like he caught it.
Yeah, he's an agent, right to all the way.
Swing and a miss. Another one up, four-seam fastball.
Well, we didn't even mention Clayton Kershaw, where he fits.
Yeah, we showed him.
As we showed him over
100%.
there.
Yes.
Number 26.
He's coming up on a real milestone. There's very few pitchers in the 3,000 strikeout club.
Yep.
He's about 25 away or so. Good chance it's going to happen. And that, to me, I mean, that, you know, you talk about hitters and 3,000 hits, pitchers and 3,000 strikeouts. Very elite clubs.
26 to 3,000, Cody. All-time ranks 5th in ERA, 4th in opponent's batting average. And a Hall of Fame person. It's been a ball all day, and it's a ball here just above the strike zone. The ones that have scratched the top of the K zone up top. A handful of balls that have been called. We're in the top of the 9th inning. And there's Mookie Betts, which is a good sign. Today was the first day he was able to put a shoe on and move around, and as Eddie said, he did some work on the infield. This one is driven to right field. Teoscar back, still back at the wall. Bounces off the base of it. DJ LeMahieu, what a night. A double there. Bellinger will score. And for DJ, his 4th hit of the night, 2nd RBI.
How about that? Another pitch with velo, and DJ gets on top of it. This one stays up in the zone, slider through the zone. The bat head takes a good look at it. Feeling good off the bat. Way over Teoscar Hernandez's reach.
Here, you made the point. Max Muncy was the big story coming out of this thing. 4 hits for DJ LeMahieu.
Definitely raises your eyebrow a bit. Eduardo could speak to that. It's sometimes for hitters, a couple of swings and your confidence comes. It's hard to explain. You just get out of your own way. It's same for pitchers. You're on the mound, and it's a tough game mentally, and sometimes you're just in your own way. And for DJ LeMahieu, well, you just start feeling it all of a sudden. Those 2 guys right there. Well,
yes.
Going to remember this weekend, maybe.
It'll be a short flight to New York for DJ after those 4 hits and a W, possibility of a W.
And if those 2 guys can get back to anywhere near their normal production, what a huge lift that is for both sides.
It's one of those weekends that you hope what happened in LA doesn't stay in LA for those 2. The average has gone from 171 to 239. It's a 58-point average boost.
And even more emotionally, probably.
You're 100% right.
I could really sympathize with DJ LeMahieu because I fell on my face at the end of my career, and I was desperate not to let it end that way. Can't tell you how much that eats at you. Keeps you up at night. Especially a great player like DJ LeMahieu.
Yep.
A batting champion.
A machine.
I know I got something left. I'm desperate to prove it.
And that swing works so well and works so well at Yankee Stadium when he's on. Especially with the short porch and right.
You're not going to get that call. That's ball 4 to Peraza. Rafael Devers' bat's been working for him. We don't see him in the field anymore. Next Sunday night, we will watch Rafi Devers and Aaron Judge. It's the Yankees and the Red Sox at 7 Eastern time on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage will start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. They were in the standings. Boston 29 and 32, trying to find their footing against the Atlanta Braves. Crochet pitched, had 12 strikeouts. Today in a win, the Orioles 13 and a hook behind. Tampa doing Tampa things, a game over 500. As Goldschmidt comes up in a situation that he has lit up with runners in scoring position all season long. Yankees came in with a plus 94 run differential. And that was significantly sliced into when they gave 16 back last night. You're blowing teams away with your run differential, and all of a sudden you drop a 18-2 spot on that.
It's one thing about run differential. You need a big sample size,
right,
to kind of to see trends. It does tell a story, though.
Well, you look down at that Yankee pen. Luke Weaver was up. That tack-on run to make it 7-3 sat him down. Tim Hill got up. As Goldie misses one right down the middle at 91. Now, I was asked about Boy, the impact of a sweep by the Dodgers over the Yankees, if that were to happen, you know, how devastating, debilitating would it be? And when you listen to Boone, the context is very interesting. The players, the manager, they don't look at it like end of the world.
You can't survive a major league season if you ride the roller coaster of emotions like that. Dodgers got swept by the Angels recently, didn't they? But there's something more here. I mean, it's
statement series, right?
Yes, especially considering that these two teams met in the World Series last year. It was once George Steinbrenner and the Yankees who were the team that everybody talks about. They get all the free agents.
Right.
Now it's the Dodgers. They sign everybody.
3-2. Goldie rolls one over to third. That's fielded cleanly by Muncy, and that will do it, which will bring the Dodgers up with a last chance. Trailing by 4. Freddie, Will, and Andy Pages. I caught the ball. I caught it.
We're on you, Boris. We're on you.
We're so on you.
One more look as Will Smith and the Boris Corporation were right there on that foul ball, and it dropped right in front of baseball's biggest agent, Boris, who then picked it up, held it up, and of course that means Buster's got the interview.
That's right, Scott. You've been evaluating players for a lot of years. How would you assess your performance on that ball?
I was clearly a bat-first player, no doubt. Caught one against Arizona. We don't get many here in the front row, but that hit the net a little bit. But my main thing was I looked at the umpire, and he ruled it a catch, so we're all good.
All right. Eduardo Perez wanted me to ask you, how many text messages have you gotten since it fell at your feet?
Well, the key thing was I got one from Charles Johnson, a Gold Glover, so I'm all good.
There you go. Scott, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
All right, Buster, beautiful. Thank you. Well, the Dodger fans know it starts with Freddie. Here he is against Hill. That one is inside. As they go with the lefty, Tim Hill.
Which is a little bit of ironic when you can think back to Game 1 of the World Series last year.
Great call.
Tim Hill was an option left in the bullpen for Nestor Cortez.
Great call. "19 come-from-behind wins, most in baseball, from the Los Angeles Dodgers." And Freddie Freeman hasn't reached base yet. A sinker misses. A favorable count for Freeman with Will Smith on deck, and then Pages, who is homered. And Hill buries one in there for a 3-2 count.
Get off of me.
Pitch way inside with that 89-mile-per-hour pitch. As a left-handed hitter, it's tough to take. You think it's coming in a little bit more.
Held on to. Freeman strikes out, and that's an 0 for 4 night with a couple of punch-outs of Freeman tonight.
Well, you know what he's going to throw. It's a sidearm fastball. It's got some movement, but it does something different every time.
Great job by Wells to hang on to that.
It's some deception coming down low like that. And he gets life and movement in the upper 80s.
It's a double whammy if you're going to throw Yarbrough and Hill in the same game.
Thing that makes Tim Hill successful on the mound, he's fearless. Hey, this is what I got. I got an 88 to 91 mile an hour two-seamer. I'm going to throw it over the plate. And generally speaking, he does.
Smith is out. The top 4 in the Dodger order: Ohtani, Teoscar, Freeman, and Smith. 0 for 16.
That doesn't happen too often.
No, it does not. 0 for 16. The rest of the team has 6 hits. And barring a miracle comeback, it'll be that game where the top 4 do not get a hit as Pages swings and misses.
Something the fans here are not accustomed to seeing.
Never. One ball, one strike. SportsCenter follows us. We'll have reaction from right here. This World Series rematch. It looks like the Yankees are going to take one of 3. And plus how the butterfly effect helped shape the Thunder and Pacers' path to the finals. A liner to end it, and the Yankees will win it. The final score 7-3. As Pages hit it on the nose, but right at, fittingly tonight, DJ LeMahieu.
Very apropos. Big night for DJ LeMahieu, or it's kind of a redemption night for him. This has to feel good.
Gotta feel good too for Ryan Yarbrough, who was outstanding. Dodgers win the series. Yankees take game 3. We'll see you next Sunday night from Yankee Stadium for the Red Sox and the Yankees. Our final score here on a Sunday night: Yankees 7 and the LA Dodgers 3. For everybody here, David Cohen, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, and those in the control room back in Bristol, I'm Carl Ravitch. Have a super night. SportsCenter, Nicole Briscoe and David Lloyd is coming up.